Welcome back. In our last lecture, we have seen how we can create new components, how we can pass the state information as a props, or we can send the props to a component, and how we can utilize those props into our components, and how we can use states in a class-based component. We have also seen a functional components in our last example. We have also seen the routing, how we can perform the routing, how we can load and unload our components in our last lecture. In today's lecture, we particularly see the forms. Along with those forms, we will see some miscellaneous concepts that needs to be clear. That's why I have included JSX and fragments, map function, passing function to the child, conditional rendering, props dot children, and then we will see the forms, the various type of forms. Either it is a control form, uncontrolled forms using hooks, or React Redux forms, or form IK. So we have different options to create the forms. First of all, we will go through the few of the important concepts. Then in the second part, we will see the forms part, form creation. So let's start. As you know, JSX is actually a template language, and using that JSX, we create our view of our application, and we can wrap any JavaScript into the curly braces, and that will be converted into the value afterwards. So we have seen, we are very much familiar with this concept. I have also explained in last class that there you cannot use the reserved word just like class. So class is a reserved word in JSX, so you will use the CSS class with the name class name. You can convert the class to class name. That is the way out to use the CSS classes. Another thing which I have already conveyed to you in my last lecture is that every React component only returns one single JSX node as a root. You cannot basically send 3 4 node at a time, but you will encapsulate, or you will basically wrap up those all 3 4 nodes into one node, like into a single div, and will pass on. This is the way out with which the JSX work. To avoid extra node, just like a div, because whenever you will add a div into a component, it will add an extra node. To avoid this, our React has provided another way out, and that is called fragments. A common pattern in React is for a command to return multiple elements, you need to use fragments. Fragments let you group a list of children without adding any extra node to the DOM. So that is the way out. If you want to call 3 4 different components within your return, or your view, you can write those into a React fragment, react.fragment. This is the way out with which it works. So by doing this, it will not add any of extra information or extra node into your DOM. It will just group up these three components and will not add any extra node. So we can use react.fragment instead of div. This is particularly very much important when you are working with the tables or such structures, where any extra div or any extra node can create the structure, can disturb the structure. So React fragments are the way out with which we can group up the things without adding any extra node to our React application. The next concept is the map function. Map function is actually just like a for loop of an array. It works specifically just like a for loop. So map function is loop over the array and call a function for each element in that array, storing the result in a new array. So map each element in an array to a special anonymous function that just returns a functionality. And there you can also put a key into it. The key is used to uniquely identify each element in the array. So you can use the key, and you can use the content in a loop menu. So that is the working of map function. We will see a example. This is an example. In it you can see we have called this dot render greeting, and in this render greeting, this function, what we are doing, we are returning this dot state dot greeting. Here greeting is an array, so we are taking one element of an array at a time, and then mapping it with the name. So now name is one element of greetings. This dot state dot greeting is basically an array, and we are taking one element of that array, and then we are using that variable into our application to send the props to hello world, for example. And key, you can see we are also providing a key attribute. Key is to uniquely identify this whole array. So this is the way out with which we can uh, use the map function. We will see another example. Here you can see, I will start from here. We have a number array with 1 2 3 4 5, and we are calling a number list uh, function with with as a props, numbers as a props. So number array is passed to number list. Now if we go to number list, we can see we are receiving props, and we have received the numbers into a constant. Then what we are doing, we are iterating that numbers one by one. We are taking one number from the numbers. That means the one first time, then two, then three, then four, then five, and then on the basis of that number, we are calling the list items, another function. And basically we are passing a key number dot toString and value, basically the number. So we are passing two things to our list items. So alternatively, we have called this number list from our main function to number list. What we are doing, we are calling one by one the list item, and in the list item what we are doing is returning the li, a list item of with props dot value. Whatever has been passed, it will be displayed. It will display 1 2 3 4 5, and this list item which it is returning to us one by one is called within the return of this function. So alternatively, what we are doing, we are creating a ul and a li list. Here we have a ul, and in it we have li list. So this will be printed and this will be printed. This is the way out with which we can use a map function. Map function take the number of input variables or a list of array, and iterates over it one by one. So this is the way out with which we can use a map function. Next thing is passing a function to a child component. Last time I have also explained it, that how we can add a function into our application. We have to bind that function, and in the constructor with the variable add greeting, and then we are going to add the add greeting function itself. We have added the add greeting function, and in it we are setting the state of this greeting, adding. Keep in mind, this is a new way out to concatenate an element to the array. So greeting is an array, and along with this all the array element, this is spread function dot dot dot. With the spread function we are adding another element. This is same as array dot push. So we are concatenating a new value to our array. So in this way, if we want to pass at a function to the child component, what we are doing, we are naming the component. Here we are calling the component, and after calling the component, what we are doing, we are assigning a new variable add greeting. This is basically this dot add greeting. What is add greeting? Add greeting is actually a function. So we are passing it just like a variable to the child. So child can access this function into its props dot add greeting function, and can work accordingly. So this is the way out with which a function can be passed to the child. So when you find a variable with the function, it is very easy, and you can easily pass this function to the child. So child function or child component will access this function easily with props dot add greeting. This dot props dot add greeting. Here I have also explained this. This is the new way out of concatenation. Um, and this concatenation will add at the end of the array, not at the start of the array. The start of array will remain the same, and it will add an element at the end of array. This should return a new modified copy of the array, but not change the original one. So it will add a new copy, it will create a new copy of this state. Third thing, the third concept is conditional rendering. You can render a view based on if else conditions. You can use those if conditions, you can use the logical operators and etc. So using those, you can display some components or display some information onto the screen. This is an example. We have two functional components, user greeting and guest greeting. Here we are saying welcome back, and here we are saying please sign up. So in our greeting function, what we are doing, we are checking basically a variable is login, which is passed to it, the function. If is login to true, it will display basically user greeting. If it is false, it will display the guest greeting. So this is a simple way out that a component can have two returns based on if condition. So if condition is fulfilled, it will return this component, else this component. So this is the way out with which you can apply if else condition. You can also use the same JavaScript concept of condition question mark true or false. So this is the same way out with which you can apply is logged in. If the user is logged in, question mark, that but this button will be displayed. If not, if it is false, this button will be displayed. So this is also an alternative way out to apply the if and else condition. So you can display or render information based on specific condition. So you can apply if else conditions, you can apply this type of condition, or you can apply different operators into it. Next, there is a special concept in which we can display all the information that's sent to us by the parent component uh, as a props. We can display as it is in the child component. I will some components do not know their children ahead of time. This is especially common for components like sidebar or dialog that represent generic boxes. Such component uses the special children props to pass children elements directly into their output. Now we take an example. This is a fancy border uh, function which is returning div class name. This is basically a class, CSS class, and we are closing the div, and in this we are passing the props dot children. Whatever has been sent to it, it will display it as it is. So what is passing to it, let's see in next slide. The calling function here, the welcome dialog, is basically calling the fancy border with the color blue. So it is passing the color, and uh, between in between these starting and closing tags, it has also passed number of information. So this number of information will automatically move on or send to our uh, this function fancy border, and props.children will display as it is this information as it is. So you can basically pass on the information to fancy border, and since fancy border renders props.children inside a div, the passed element appears in the final output. So automatically it will be displayed as fancy borders information. So these are the few concepts that were required to know to create some beautification or some important aspects of your application. So after this first part, now we will start the second part in the second video. Thank you very much.